Hello, my friends, and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well. This pick a card is about what is your current archetype? An interesting question. So let's have a look and see what that means. Pile 1, we have the Mystic. Pile 2, we have the King. And pile 3, we have the Vision. Pile 1, the Mystic. Pile 2, the King. And pile 3, the Vision. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see your reading. Bye. Hi pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is your archetype, the Mystic. This is the one that you've chosen or that's brought you here. So let's see. Mysterious and also mystical pile with the number of 21, meaning there's Empress-like energy. So right now in this current form, so when I say current, I'm talking about what is it about this archetype that you're expressing? What is this archetype? What is it that it's doing for you right now? So I feel like pile 1, you're in this kind of phase of magical kind of ability. Maybe you are probably my more psychic pile, or my pile that are really kind of working with their intuition at the moment, transforming as well. I do see a sense of maybe a few of you are realizing your psychic potential right now. You're coming into your power. We do have the pearl here as well on either side, so I'm just seeing this sense of that grit that's formed into the pearl. So it might be that you have suddenly started to feel some kind of energetic kind of resonance with your intuition right now. You might be realizing that you don't I do apologize for my nail, by the way. I don't know, I keep on doing my nail the whole time and it just, anyway, never mind. Yeah, like it seems like you're coming more and more into understanding your intuitive abilities. Even if you are a seer, even if you are someone that is a mystic already, you are a healer, you are somebody who works with those abilities already, it seems like you're stepping into a next phase, you're stepping into another phase of that. And it seems to be after a period of hardship. I would say that you're probably like about a third of the way in at the moment within this archetype, or working in this archetype. You're not like, you're quite in there with working with this archetype. You may have been there for a little while, but I don't think that you've not long entered basically this section of archetype, or this frame of archetype basically. So you were something different not too long ago. You haven't been like kind of in this space for a long time. As I said, like you're about a third of the way in of whatever it is. And not only that, because it's a butterfly as well, it's quite new. I feel like you haven't long emerged. As I said, like the butterfly, I mean, the span of a butterfly anyway, it lives longer as a caterpillar anyway. But it's more about the idea of metamorphosis into the butterfly rather than the lifespan. I feel it's about you unleashing your true potential. So I feel like you might have currently stepped into more of your true potential recently, providing a light in the dark for those. You may be counselors, you may be people that, or even on a more mundane level, you may be somebody that is able to help others at a time when they're in trouble. You're able to give them like a view that they can't see. Something like maybe an external view, just like a good friend, But Empress energy, I feel like you're definitely providing some kind of stability. I do also see some kind of power as well that you're giving as well. You may express that form of power to this person. I do feel like you are something precious and sturdy, like you're stable. Pearls are quite, they're quite hard. So, it might be a bit difficult for you to, like, it's a tough thing, basically. Like you're made out of tough stuff. even though we do have a butterfly here. So I just got the term badass psychic, badass mystic, yeah. So maybe that's what you are. Yeah, light in the dark, blue eyes. So this kind of bluey grey eyes. I feel like there's definitely untapped potential in you, but I feel like you know what it is. Yeah, there's this Empress energy as well. Anyway, let me have a look at what your other cards are. So let's have a little look here. Okay, so you've got Companion, light attributes, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, and shadow attributes, betrayal by missing confidences, loss of personal identity. It did come up reversed, and interesting how they're both yellow. We've both got yellow tones there. So the shadow attributes are coming up more so. Interesting. And then we have the 5th house reversed, which is it's the planet of Sun. It's the ruling sign of Leo. Self-expression, drama, romance, love affairs, creativity, hobbies, interest, pleasure, play, joy, and attention. I mean, like, the first thing that I got here was a bit of lack of boundaries here, so I don't know if that's an issue. 12th house, Neptune. Karmic debts, escapism, dreams, endings, afterlife, secrets, subversion, hidden enemies, seclusion. I was quite surprised when you guys got 2 houses. So it seems to me like there's something about your 5th house that you're healing with this particular phase residing in this archetype. So, you know, when I was saying about you being this light to others, and I'm sure I've said this in some of the other readings that I've done this week, like particularly yesterday's, I think. Is there like some kind of like people pleasing, compromising yourself for others? And I think yesterday, because I did the superpower one, if you haven't seen it, do check it out. This is similar, but you're embodying this kind of like mystic energy. Yeah, I think it's similar to power 1 in the superpower one, actually, because it was of Bastet and it's that sun energy. But I don't know, this is a little bit more psychic, particularly with the 12th house as well. So I think that, yeah, I think it's important that that you just recognize that, you know, boundaries are a really big thing here. And maybe that's what this archetype has come into effect for you, like why it's coming forward, because it's asking you to look at those boundaries and to look at how you manage those boundaries. So we've got a lot of Leo energy here. We've got the lion, we've got 5th house, we've got solar plexus stuff as well, which is what I saw. So this is definitely like some kind of compromise. You know, Leo the lion is, and this whole lion energy is about you being proud of who you are, proud of yourself. But if you're compromising yourself, then there's something amiss here. The balance is out of whack. So you need to reassimilate that control back. And this is probably what this archetype is asking you to do. It's basically putting you in touch with your emotions and also with your psychic abilities in a mystic way, so that you are able to understand your own boundaries better by the looks of things. Ghost reversed. You're not a ghost. I think you're exceptionally trustworthy, pile 1, but I don't know if people give you, or you give people the impression that you are not reliable. Maybe there's been some things that have happened that make people think that you're not reliable, or that you're not fun to be around, or that you're not somebody that they can, you know, that may be fun. But it's interesting because people can really rely on you, and they do. You know what I just got? I got that thing of like, when you're there for people and really dependable on people, but when it comes to people wanting to have fun about things, they might not call you. They might not think that you're that kind of friend that they can call upon to have that kind of good time, laugh, fun with. Interesting. That's really interesting. And I just felt to reach for my citrine, so I'm going to do that now. So if you've got any citrine, pile one. Like, you know, work with it, because I feel like citrine's important. I'll just pop that there because we want to see it, don't we? Yeah, so I feel like there's a need to nourish yourself in a way that people feel that you're loving yourself more. I don't know, does that make any sense? Like, I just feel like people are not calling you up, or they're not involving you in more. There's something about a lack of fun going on here, or a lack of kind of a lack of associating with other people in a way that people think that you are, you know, that you're fun. I don't know. And I don't know if people ghost you. I'm just getting that sense. Do you know what it is? I've just realised. It is because people think that you're going more into yourself. We'll see what happens with the tarot, but I think it's because they think that you're like doing something that's so far removed from them, and that's why you've got the 12th house upright. Everything else is reversed. I just noticed that. So you've got the mystic. I almost said the milkman. The mystic, and then the 12th house here. So they think that you're doing things that are like really kind of like, oh, that she needs her time alone, or he needs her time alone, or they need their time alone. And, you know, they can't really be approached really at this time. And you're just like, where is everyone? Bear with me 1 second, my loves. Sorry about that, my darlings. So yeah, that's why I think that one's reversed. Or all of them are reversed, apart from that 12th house and the mystic. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. This is really interesting. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this reading. I'm just having a go. I like the question. It's like, okay, I'm going to have a go. So let's have a... So I do apologise if this is a bit rookie, pile one. But I think it's interesting to see what current archetype that you're like holding. So I think what's going on is that this is what you're, you know, it's a general reading, okay? So this is what's the kind of like bubble of archetype that you are. So you're going into this mystic sense. The second one is that you are, you know, people are seeing you as a singular. They're not seeing you as someone that they can trust. But I don't know if that's because you might be reevaluating your boundaries. I feel like this is quite empowering, because I think you've realised that you didn't. Yeah, okay. So you didn't realise that, or maybe you're understanding what your boundaries are now. So you're like, okay, I'm having to take a step back. People that were used to taking liberties with you are now like, oh, okay. And it's kind of like a bit of a breakdown of like the social circles. So, and that's why there's this ghost. They think that you're ghosting them, but what you're not. You actually are just prioritizing yourself. And with all these yellows as well. And it's interesting because we've got the yellow going up to the red. So it's almost as if like you're coming from an empowered space. But it's almost like you have to like step away. I'm just going to double check what that lion, what the keywords are for that lion card. God, I wish this book had a flipping index. Oh God, I tell ya, I really wish it did. Okay. Withdrawn and too serious. So people are thinking that maybe you're a bit too withdrawn and too serious. Which is what I was kind of feeling. They're like a bit scared to approach you because they're thinking, oh, it's that she's doing her, or they're doing their own stuff. So yeah, okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. Sorry for the babble for it like that, but that was quite. We had to find out some stuff. Okay, so we've got the King of. Okay, you want to come out? Okay, the King of Pentacles. The Fool. Yeah, you're this. Okay. Death reversed. The Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, of course. Okay, I get it now. Sorry, it wasn't clear initially. And I don't like pausing the video. I like to think while I'm doing it. I don't like to... Nice. Okay. Right. So, you know what you want. You know what you're going to get. You know, well, you don't know what you're going to get, but you know what you want. You know where you want to be. Okay? We've got 4 major arcana out of 6 cards here. You've got to do things on your own for the meantime. Just for the meantime, not for a long time. Even though, like at the beginning, I said like people see you as this kind of thing. They do see you as this light. But they're a bit scared of you. They're a bit intimidated by you, and it's that whole thing of where you provide. And I think, as I said, it's similar to pile 1 in the reading for what's your secret superpower. Like what your light intimidates other people because it highlights how much they haven't worked on themselves, or they need, or how far they need to go. So yeah, definitely with that Father of Pentacles energy there, you just kind of stand out. You really stand out. And what's interesting is that we have the 5 here, 5 of Pentacles, and then we have this rose. We have 2 roses here that are both facing downwards. So it's almost like you might have had a really good social life recently, up until recently, and then now it's kind of gone downhill since you've been like going more into esoteric stuff or more kind of into spirituality. Maybe you started doing a Reiki course, I don't know. Maybe you started doing some healing, maybe you started doing some counseling work or something like that. As in I think you took up the work, like you started down this route of where you were going to like pursue this thing, and it feels like people have dropped away from you. In fact, they may have ghosted you, or you may have ghosted them, but you haven't. You've just gone into your own thing, and you've done it because you know that there's this sense of you that there's something that's not resting in you. You have to do it. It's something that you may have left, and then now you're coming back to. Maybe you had some kind of like good social situation with many people, but now it's like, right, okay. You know, I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish this. And the thing is that your friends, I mean, I don't see these as like bad things, to be honest with you. I just see this as how the outside are interacting with you stepping into this archetype. Because I think that you stepping into this archetype is very important for you to evolve as a person. So with that companion card, it kind of tells me that with those shadow attributes, it makes me feel that, it makes me think about how you have compromised yourself in the past before you stepped into this archetype. And how you were compromising yourself here. You weren't the lion before, but now you're going into this place where you need to explore this so that you can find the joy in your 5th house again. Or from your 5th house, or the energy from that. See if there's anything in your charts, by the way, guys. What's going on there for your 5th house and your 12th house. And what signs you've got there as well. So, Yeah, this is a new beginning for you. You don't really have the, it's interesting with the Death and the Fool. You do have experience. You may even be people that have been working in corporate kind of jobs, and then you've decided to go into healing. And then people around you are thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing? There's no money in that. What are you up to? So that might be going on. But what's interesting is that they're shutting you out. There's some kind of shut out. There's some kind of like loss of people around you. And they may think that you're crazy, or they may think that you're like, what are you doing? You had it all amazing. You had it all great. And now you're walking away from this amazing opportunity. We used to go out and like have loads of fun, go and get drunk, blah, 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 all the rest of it. Or like a particular lifestyle maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a group of friends that, that you've walked away from because you've wanted to pursue this. And this is something that you have to do on your own. You have to do on your own. But what's really amazing about this is that in this current phase, or in this current archetype, and you stepping into this archetype of this mystic, you are starting to rebalance yourself in such an incredible way. And there may be, like, if you're not with someone already, there may be someone here for you in the respect of, like, you meeting somebody, or meeting someone, to be honest with you, meeting like someone that you can really ride or die with. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can see that they're flying together and they're on the same wavelength. It's not about just like your soul tribe or whatever. This is about somebody that that you can trust, that that you can be with, that that will be your friend despite you doing these things that are really karmic. I feel like you're fulfilling some kind of karmic debt, part 1. Particularly with that 12th house placement. And it's also like a door. There's a gateway. And we've just, even though this is timeless, if you're watching this round about December 2022, we've just stepped into Neptune going direct into Pisces. So this 12th house is ideal for this. For those of you who are watching this and it's not that time, think back to what you were doing on December 2022 at the beginning, because then this will hold some relevance. Because even if you're watching this and it's later, I think it's important, like the timing wise. So what this archetype is something connected to the mystical art, something that's going to connect you to your intuition, something that's helping you to connect to your, just understanding your intuition a lot better. And it's not just intuition, we're talking about the clairs as well. So clairaudience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience. Those are clairvoyance is seeing. So when you can see things, see visions. Claircognizance is when you know things. Clairaudience is when you hear things or you hear music. Also, you might smell certain things at certain times. You may be getting more into, like, as I said, Reiki or something like that, or energy work or whatever it is. Yeah, right. You might be going into some kind of spiritual domain. And it just seems like, yeah, you're stepping into this phase. And it's amazing for you because it's Empress energy. So I think it's really powerful for you to step into that so that you can really embrace this next phase of your life. But it's absolutely unknown. You don't have any idea about what it's going to bring to you. You don't know how it's going to pan out. You don't know if you know what this is going to bring to you, and that can be really scary, particularly if you're somebody that knows who likes to know what's going on. So, but this is fantastic for you. I really do. I really feel like this sense of like unknown and discomfort is going to bring you something really beautiful. I mean, look, the Lovers is there. You've made the right choice. Let's just say the Lovers upright here tells me you've made the right choice. This is a yes. Death reversed. Okay. Death reversed is telling me that you have to go on this journey because of this death reversed. It means something's not finished. So it means something needs to be completed. But you've made the right decision to go for it, to investigate what it is. Okay. So 6 of Swords. Yeah, you are going on a journey, pile 1. Justice reversed. You know that you have to go on this journey. I think it might be something to do with some kind of thing that happened to you. I don't know. I did get when you were younger because of that chick. But it might be something to do with that. Like maybe some unhealed trauma. You're like, no, I've got to go and sort this out. I've got to go and find out what this is about. Because it keeps on getting triggered. King of Swords reverse. Interesting. Death. Yeah, there's something here that you're needing to resolve. Possibly with a father figure. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, I mean, there's some fickleness with people that are around you. Their values just don't match up with you anymore. So you're like, what? Six of Cups reversed. It was a nice thing. You know, you had a good time. The friends that will be there for you will be there for you, all right? The friends that are you know, that will be, that value you will stay with you. But the others, it's okay. And I know it can be painful when that happens. Trust me. And you've got Queen of Pentacles reversed here with the Lovers. I think like you're really starting to find out what relationships are important to you, because you know, for you to step into this role, you have to you know, you have to be able to trust people, and you have to know that there are people that you can really I don't know, I'm just getting ride or die, man. That's what I'm getting, ride or die. You want your ride or die people with you, and the people that are currently here, I don't know if they're your ride or dies. You want them to be the people that will stand by you when you're going through this dark night of the soul. Because it looks like you're heading... You want to do it, I think. I think you want to, like... You're like, right, I'm ready to take on this work. And I think you've been thinking about it. I think you've been like, right, okay, I know that this spiritual work or whatever that I'm going to go through is going to be like quite intense, and it's going to be quite, you know, full on. So I need the support I can from this. I need the support around me, basically. And I'm not going to, you know, and the rest can go, you know. And I think you're really quite... You're being quite adamant and quite structured about it. I think you know where you're going. It's just the people around you just are like, what are you doing? But it doesn't matter, does it? What other people think, does it? Anyway, which one first? Yeah, this one. Well, Bhakti. Sorry, I totally butchered that probably. My Indian ancestors would be scolding me so much. Right, okay, so let's see what this is. Bhakti. There you go. I said it right there. So Bhakti, what am I getting from Bhakti first before I look it up in the book? It's this sense of you giving of yourself to this gorgeous energy, to this, you know, for you to like get some kind of higher energy, higher self. Look, we got butterflies again. You're emerging. What's that saying? Just because you're the ripest, juiciest peach in the world doesn't mean that everybody likes peaches. And that's what's going on here. Like, these people didn't like peaches. Do you ever remember the drink Archers? That's peach snaps. I always used to drink that as a... Okay, I was going to say a kid, right? I'm revealing some things about me now. When I was younger, I used to drink peach snaps. And, yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. But yeah, it's that idea of that you are... But there's nobody here that likes peach snaps. They don't like peach snaps. They like red wine or whatever. And they're like, and you've turned into peach snaps. That's what I was going to say. So, yeah. And I don't mean to be, I'm not laughing at you, my beautiful pale one. I'm laughing because they're losing out. You're changing into this gorgeous, like, beautiful bhakti, devotion. You're showing such a devoted version of yourself, and they're just like, what's this? I can't take this. This is really strange. You know, like how when some people take the mick when you start to show dedication towards something, you know? Like if somebody all of a sudden if somebody all of a sudden gets really into yoga or something, or I don't know, just when they get into something and we can be a bit mean. We can tease our friends or like say, oh God, they've suddenly got into this. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter, you know, your true friends will like come up to you and be like, oh, so how is that going? Tell me more about that. Can I understand more about that? Because I'm your friend. And other people will just take the mick out of you. It's that. You're showing this ultimate devotion. You're walking, you know, you've begun walking on the path of devotion, bhakti yoga. You're devoted to something greater than yourself, your body, your possessions, your desires, all your desires. The dedication is to the... No, this is great, sorry. You are devoted to something greater than yourself, your body, your possessions, or your desires. The dedication is to the divine. Now is the time to ask yourself, what does divinity mean to me? When do I choose to feel close to divine? So this is kirtan, mantra. So you may be like doing some kind of meditations, prayers, stuff like that. I really do feel like you've started to like go down a path. You may even like, you know, have decided to become a monk or a nun. I don't know. Like, you know, there's some, I don't think it's that intense, but I mean, we do have 12th house energy and, you know, you never know. It might be, it's a complete new fresh start here that's going on here. And it also might be as the result of something, maybe like a marriage or something as well. They may be like a divorce or something like that that's happened. So, yeah. And then you've stepped into this kind of new phase of yourself. I think it's amazing, Par 1. Bell awake. Look at that. Yeah, you're just like, ding. Hold on, let me ring my bell for you. There we go. Par 1. I love it. You're awakening. You're awakening. You're awakening into this amazing energy. They're going to be some haters. That's all right. Let them hate. I've got your back. Hidden fears. Yeah, obviously. Because, like, you know, and we're going to put that in the middle because I'm going to put it right under 12th house. Okay? And I'm going to place this piece of citrine on top of it to help you. And I'm giving you strength. Work with your solar plexus chakra, my darlings. Work with your solar plexus chakra because that is what's going to give you strength in this time. Because obviously, you know, if you're embarking on this kind of decision and stepping into this archetype, you are going to be thinking, have I made the right decision? It happens. It happens. But everything here is saying, yes. Okay, right. So you've got, I think this is fluorite. Brilliant. Structure can provide freedom and its organization, clear priorities, fluorite. Structure can provide freedom. Fluorite helps organize your life from top to bottom, heightening focus and releasing unnecessary stress. Fluorite assists with bringing clarity into your life, lifting your mental capabilities for crystal clear intuition and empowered decision making. By taking your discernment up a notch, fluorite protects against bad influences and psychic manipulation. Fluorite both grounds and lifts your energy, connecting your body to the earth and to higher spiritual awareness at the same time. Prioritize balance. Capricorn, Pisces, and Mercury. So, do I have any fluorite here? I have a massive chunk of it, and it's too big for me to show you. Do I have a little bit of it here? No, I can show you this bit. It's quite big, though. Maybe you need it. Okay. So this is my piece of fluorite. It's not, well, it's big, but this is a piece of fluorite that was actually found in the UK. I think that's galena. I shouldn't really be handling it if that's the case, but never mind. And yeah, so basically, like, as you can see, like, its cuboid kind of structure is amazing. But good luck. Fluorite is such a good stone for you to work with, particularly if you're stepping into this kind of work. And it's okay. There's these fears. Oh my God, I've just seen something. It looks like a butterfly. It looks like a butterfly. Can you see that? That looks like a butterfly. You've got butterflies all over. You've got the wings and everything. So you are emerging. Go fly, Par 1. Fly with this archetype. You are just flying. Amazing, amazing and beautiful. I love it. Did you like this reading? I feel like I'm flying on this Piscean vibe right now because I feel like I'm just away with the fairies now. Your energy is fabulous, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, good luck with your journey. It seems to me like you are really stepping into the right path, stepping into a path of power, stepping into somewhere that, yes, there are fears, there are things that are there, but it's okay. You are more than capable of being able to deal with this. And this is just a step on the journey. Do you know what I mean? Just go for it. Lots of love, pile 1. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe because it really helps out the channel. Also do comment, like, because that also helps the video to get found as well for other people to find it. Also, if you haven't done so, check out pile 1 of that that reading. What is your superpower, if you haven't done it already, because I think that would resonate. Anyway, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hi, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You just saw my little citrine there that I'd left for pile 1, actually. So maybe it's significant for you as well. So that's probably a sign to leave it there. The King. What archetype are you currently? So it looks like you're stepping into some king power, some emperor power. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. Something strong. 12, 3. Again, we've got Empress energy, which is similar to the mystic energy that we had for pile 1. But there's also something about, and we also have the pearl as well. But there's some kind of seal. It's almost like you are, this is an outward energy. An energy that proclaims to everyone around you that you are the king. That you are powerful. As I said, doesn't matter if you're male or female. I'm just talking about being a king. We've also got the energy of, you know, from this root chakra to the solar plexus. So we're talking about the top 3 chakras as well. Sorry, the bottom 3 chakras. So these are kind of your relationships with people. You're really putting it across that you're the one who's in charge. You're asserting your boundaries and you're making sure that no one is crossing them. You're making sure that people know where you stand, and you're also taking charge with authority. You're making sure that people know who you are and what you're about. You're not mucking about. Nice, I like it, pile 2. This is nice energy. I like it. It means business. Right, okay, so Gambler reversed. We've got a willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you, relying on luck rather than hard work. Now, when I pulled these cards previously, and it took me a little bit of a while to decipher what they meant exactly, because I'm reading for collective energies, and it's easier when I'm doing it one-on-one because I'm quite intuitive with the cards. But this is what other people are thinking about you. They're thinking that you're relying on luck rather than hard work. They're not seeing that you might have done a lot of hard work. You might not have done. I don't know yet. I'll find that out. But you might have done like quite a bit, and they're not seeing that. Because it seems like what's happened, maybe, that you, because you've had a willingness to follow your intuition even when others have doubted you, you have lucked out. And they're like, oh, well, you know, they didn't really do that much work to get where they are. And you're just like, wait a minute. I took a massive risk. I took a massive risk. Water and conjunction. Yeah, you did. You did. But not only that, you did it on your intuition. Let's put this little guy over here. Yeah, like you did it on your intuition. Because you judged the time when it was right to take this decision. You went with your gut and your intuition. And you lucked out, yo. You lucked out. Let's have a look at what planets are in this conjunction. Okay, it's the south node. Or is that the north node? No, that's the north node. North node. North node and the moon. So yeah, you definitely followed your intuition. Absolutely. And nobody knew about it. That's why they're thinking, oh, they've just lucked out. Because they haven't seen the hard work that you've put into it. They haven't seen like the stress that you've had to go through in order to like think, is what I'm doing right? I don't know. You know, they just think that you just kind of walked it. It's that whole thing of like, you know, when people think that people are overnight successes, and it's such a myth. Like nobody is an overnight success. Nobody. It really is a myth. There's a lot of steps to get to somewhere, and then there'll be that tipping point, which is a really good book by Malcolm Gladwell. Check it out if you get a chance. But yeah, when you hit that tipping point, and that's all they see. They just see that tipping point. They don't see the rest of the hard work that comes into place. You got 3. Look, see, you are lucky. King, no? First house. Wow, of course. Very, like Aries. This is the sign of, wow. So you're just going for it. You're stepping into this role of the king. You're stepping into this role of a leader. And people are intimidated by this. Absolutely. Understandably. The mouse. I don't know if you were something that this wasn't you, right? This was someone, or this was something that you didn't, like you weren't this before. So you might be shocking people by this pile 2. People may not be thinking that this was you before, but now you're stepping out of this, and you're like, nope, I'm no longer a mouse. I am more than this. And everyone is going to know it, because it's about time. Fabulous. I love this archetype, pile 1. Sorry, pile 2. See, you are 1. That's why I'm thinking. Okay, abundance. Love this, pile 2. Flow. Look at you. Oh, this is great, pile 2. Love it. Love it. So you might have made like some big business decision, and you have decided, and it's paid off. It's really paid off. Let's see what this is all about. Amazing. God, it's so clear with you guys. Pile 1 was just all over the place, but with you, it's super clear. Wow, okay. Interesting. So what I'm getting from this initially is that I don't know if you stood up against some kind of oppressive energy and decided that this was something that you were not going to stand for. You were in a position where that might be it. You might have been in a position where you were in an oppressive workspace, say for example, or there was something oppressive. I do also see, and I know that this is a bit, and something, and I understand it, when you've been in a really oppressive situation, and then all of a sudden you find freedom and liberation, and you actually take charge of yourself and go for yourself, and you are selfish, and you just think of yourself, insane stuff starts to happen. Like, you know, really good stuff. And I don't know, it feels like you were like there was an oppression on your energy, because you're stepping into this. You were like, I don't know if you saw somebody else and you were like, that is definitely not how I would do things. That is not how I would do things. That is not what I would do. That is not how I would act with other people. This is just not what I would do. I would do it this way. And then in that, you know, you've decided to come across with a sense of compassion. you've gone there quite slowly. You know, you've taken your time, you've bided your time, you've really been like quite calculated in the way that you've approached this. But people think that you're taking like you've taken a big risk, and it's like, you know, you've just gotten there just by luck, when really you've done a lot. Pile 1 and pile 2. Why do I keep on saying pile 1? Pile 2. Pile 2, you... Maybe there is a message for you in pile 1. I do apologise. I do ramble a bit in it. But it is because it's the mystic. Something incredible here. Like the end of a cycle. You stepping into some kind of newfound power. And actually, people start to come around to your way of thinking. You know? Because I don't know, this might be this character that's making this feeling like that towards you. Because it's almost like this mirror image. So the person that maybe, I don't know, I see a CEO taking over, like being taken over by somebody who's within the company that didn't expect, that nobody expected that they were going to take over the company, or that they were going to come into power. And this person is actually going to do like a much better job because of the level of compassion that they have, and because they played long game. And they waited for the right time. They've also got like a good amount of people that are behind them. But obviously there are going to be people that are going to be hating on that. And going to be saying that, oh, you know, they just did it because they, you know, they just did it because they were lucky. And you know that that's BS. Let's see what these cards have to say. What archetype? What is pile 1's current archetype? The Chariot reversed. The Knight of Cups. What is pile 1's current archetype? The Four of Wands. Yeah, things weren't good. You were like, no, we have to change this. We have to change this. Okay, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it was all like a timing game. And because you held out, you really held out. For those of you that watch the news in the UK, we've got somebody who is a very good representative of our unions, of the unions of the rail union, and he's just amazing. He's such a role model for people, and really kind of understanding where the working class is coming from. And it's a really formidable thing, and this is the kind of energy I'm feeling from you, pile 2. You know, somebody who really stands up for the people. And I really like that. I really like that energy. Knight of Wands. Page of Wands. People are really appreciating what you're giving to them. They're really appreciating that you give them the opportunity to be able to be who they are. People really value you. They really value you and what you do. They see you as like somebody who can bring them opportunity. Because before they weren't able to experience that. Wow. Yeah, you really are a king, pile 2. Really are. I mean, on another level, it could be that you're starting your own business, and within this business, people are like seeing that you're doing this, and then you're providing this example for them. But you're doing it with so much compassion, because you've got the Knight and the Queen of Cups here. You know, fair enough, the Emperor is reversed, but there's just this sense of like real, like level-headed maturity that's going on here, because the Emperor doesn't seem like he's got it on there. So you're having to come from like a female perspective, which is really interesting with the King there. And that doesn't mean that you have to be male or female. This is just about the archetype. The archetype of the King is very different to the archetype of the Queen. But it seems like you're bringing in this like beautiful, and it doesn't matter again if you're male or female, you're bringing in this amazing kind of female energy that's with it, with the Strength card, with the balance of the Two of Pentacles, with the Cups energy here, and then you've also got the Knave, which is the female, the Knave of Wands, with the inspiration. You're ushering in a new way of thought in this workspace, I feel. That's how I feel. Yeah. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. Beautiful, though. Really beautiful. I wish you all the best, part 1 and part 2. Said it again. What's going on? Anyway. So, what's this? Wow, Hanuman. You got Hanuman. This is like divine masculine energy. Absolutely. So, it's almost like Hanuman is supporting you. And Hanuman is so beautiful because he showed such devotion to Rama. And for those of you that don't know, he was the monkey god that basically stood by the side of the god Rama. I really am not very good with my Indian mythology. But essentially, he represents just utter devotion to himself, to serve, basically. And, I mean, the job of the king is to serve his people. So, in that sense, you know, you are becoming this king, somebody who is, or you are this king. You're stepping into this role of this king. But you're doing it with a sense of where, as we've seen from these cards here, that you're doing it with a sense of compassion, of love, of understanding, something that's going to really help people to aspire to be able to, you know, aspire to be who that they can live up to that role as well. Because, I mean, when you're a manager that really listens to the people and really, you know, helps the people to feel good about themselves, you've got a really happy workforce, and you've got happy people that want to do anything for you. They will go above and beyond because they know that they will be rewarded in that way. That's how I always managed anyway, whenever I was in a managerial role. Yeah, it's like that sense of service with Hanuman. So it's a real blessing. Pile 2, excuse me, a real blessing for you. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, this is so good. I love it. I love it. Pile 2. Mirror, perception. Look at that. The Phoenix rising as well. I mean, you might not see yourself as a king, okay? You might be thinking, what is she talking about? But like, there is a real rising of energy. Look at all of these yellows and reds that are going on here. We're talking Muladhara, Svadhisthana, and Manipura. Those are the 3 chakras. There's something very, very powerful there going on for you at the moment. You are riding it. They are whirring, and they're loving it right now. And you've also got number 11 as well. So what I'm seeing here is that people's perception of you is not the perception that is correct. It might not be correct, but it doesn't matter, because it only matters about what you are feeling. What are you doing? Let your actions speak. Let them show everyone what's going on. So if you're acting with a sense of compassion, in this respect with what's going on with Hanuman, I'm just going to double check if there's any more messages in the book, but there's just this real sense of compassion and love that is coming from this, that I feel that it doesn't matter what others' perception is of you. It doesn't matter that if people can't see, they can't see the goodness that is within you, that what you're trying to portray, rather than just getting ahead, then, you know, that's their problem. It's not your problem. It's theirs. And with that Phoenix rising as well, I think it's really indicative of how far you've come, how much you've had to like really just work for it. You've had to really kind of, yeah, you've had to take action. And Hanuman here, it says the god of courage. evolved mind and potential. We will no longer be enslaved to our thoughts. When Lord Rama asked Hanuman, how do you look upon me? Hanuman answers, when I believe I am the body, then I am your faithful servant. When I know I am the soul, I know myself to be a spark of your eternal light. And when I have the vision of truth, you and I, my Lord, are one in the same. To draw upon Hanuman symbolizes that you are aware of this truth. You are more than your physical body, your ego self, your personality, and your soul. The truth is that you are divine, as we are, split from the same, as we all are, split from the same source. So this is the thing. Even if the king is still the thing of, like, the status of a king, it doesn't make any difference because we're all one in the same. That's the one thing. And I get reminded of that saying in my, when you're on stage, you're as big as your smallest part on stage. So even if you've got like the lead actor who's like a superstar or whatever, like a famous film star or whatever, it doesn't matter. They will be as big as the smallest part, you know. And that's the true kind of congruency of a company. It's how like a company come together and really form a community and really help each other, and that's how you're all one in the same. And I think you're promoting this kind of attitude, and it's really amazing. People are loving it because it wasn't like that before. It's actually really different. Guardian spirit, wow. So you're like super guided on this. I don't know. I just feel such good energy with you, pile 2. It's like really, it's really fortuitous. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like you're not only are you protected, but you're elevated. It feels like. So let's pull a gemstone card for you to close out the reading. Oh, that's a bit too many. Oh, selenite, eh? Okay. So, selenite, there you go. With its moonlight glow, selenite illuminates your spiritual truth and greater purpose. It aligns your chakras, raises your awareness to higher dimensions, opening communication to your spiritual team, bringing clarity. It brings clarity to the mind and slices through any negativity or confusion, cleansing your energy field and protecting your aura. Selenite brings awareness to your subconscious patterns, highlighting what is ready to be healed. It activates the crown chakra and provides a doorway to personal transformation. Cleanse your way to clarity, and it's Taurus in the moon. So it's interesting that you've got that, considering that you've got like, you're working with these chakras, but then you also have like this white kind of energy. So it's almost like there's something that's channeling the divine through you so that you can work this energy. And you know, the whole thing with the king is about being the closest to God. So kind of works well with this. But what a wonderful archetype to be in, pile 2. This is amazing. And I wish you so well with this journey. It sounds fantastic. But yeah. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Sorry, yeah, my nails, I really don't like them because something's happened. But anyway, please do give it a thumbs up. If you please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because it really helps out my channel. And yeah, comment if you want to, and let me know your thoughts, feelings, and how this reading resonated. But otherwise, my darlings, I'll see you in the next reading, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye. Hi, pile 3, and welcome. You chose the vision. Interesting. 55, 10. So I definitely get the completion of a cycle. Something very deep, wisdom-wise. You're stepping into some kind of new projection of yourself, I think. Something that you've been thinking about how you're going to kind of work with in the future. And then you've been like, how am I going to do this? And then now you're there. You're like, oh, right, I'm here. That thing that I saw so far in the distance, because what we have here, really interestingly, is, can you see this? And this is another card, like on one of her other cards from this deck, there is this card. I think it's called the Mountain. And it's really interesting because it's like you've either got there or you either see it. And I think you may either have an idea about your vision and it's really clear, or you may have reached it. I think your vision is really clear. Like, I think you understand what it is about yourself. Like the idea of yourself is very clear right now. You know what it is that you want. You know where you want to go. You know what you've got to do. And you know that you've got everything you need to get there. And it's almost like, if you haven't got to this place already, then you're probably looking at the next thing. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if you just finished getting to somewhere where you had like a goal, and then now you're like, right, I've got the next one in sight. That's kind of what I'm seeing here, pile 3. So it's almost like you had in the kind of, you were planning already about this step while you were already finishing something previously. So you were already in something. And then now you're like you've completed that, and now you're on to the next. That's what this feels like. And you've got this wealth of experience here. And you're really stable. Very, very stable. I don't know where that coin comes from, but it's a very interesting coin, and it looks like a moon, like same with the crescent moon. So it's almost like you're in that crescent phase, be it waning or waxing, whatever it is. You're in that phase. So there's something ending and beginning for you, and you're riding it, you're surfing it. You know, I just got this vision of, I saw this thing on Instagram where this guy was surfing and he was like kind of like stuck on the wave. And then this old guy came, and this younger guy was in a wetsuit, all like a proper surfer. Then this old guy comes and he's like just in a pair of shorts and he's quite tubby and stuff. And he's just surfing this wave like you wouldn't believe. It's just like he's a proper OG, just like surfing this wave and just like being amazing and just surfing it and just like looking like a right cool dude, and like and teaching this guy how to like get up and get off of his board and surf. That's what you are. That's what this is. It's almost like you could be teaching other people to help them on this journey as well, because your vision is so strong. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got apprentices or people that you're helping or teaching, but I don't think it's because you want to teach them. I think it's because you're just doing what you're doing, because your vision is so strong. It's so inspirational to others. I like it, pile. My citrinas want to come for a little ride for these readings, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I've left it there. Okay, let's see what your other archetypes are. Rebel reversed. As I've seen this card in the previous readings, this is how others perceive you. So Rebel, light challenges authority, light attributes challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, and shadow attributes rejects legitimate authority out of anger. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So, you know, people who don't understand you, they think that you just do it because it looks good. They just think that you follow what you're doing. You may be artists, You may be artists that do your own thing, that have a really, really, really out there vision. I am seeing like designers, or, you know, just people who just do something so abstract. You know, you've got people like Bjork, or showing my age here now, but people like Bjork, or really kind of out there, outlandish kind of artists. One of my favorite artists is MIA, and she's so different. But I really like her because, you know, she's like similar to my kind of heritage from London, and she's also Asian. So it's like, you know, her kind of role model, her vision is so amazing. It just kind of is very inspiring, and I feel like that's what you are. I also feel that people who don't see that about you, they just think you're doing it for, you know, to look fashionable, to just be different. So that's really interesting. You got Mutable reversed, and then you got Pluto. Pluto, definitely. I think you affect people on a big, big scale, and you may not even realize it. But you're very, very flexible. Like, you know, you're very, not just flexible, like you're almost malleable. There's this sense of you being completely like you can't put a finger on you. You can't make you stop. You'll be just going all over the place. It's almost like trying to put your finger on a light or a shadow. More so a light, you know, like those laser pens, and you try, you know, the cats are trying to like hit it. That's what I think. Like people are wanting to try and pin you, and they can't, because you're just too visionary. You're just something so out there. And people, it really triggers people as well. But it's almost like you move with, not just with the times, but you help like generations to empower themselves. It's really awesome, actually. Really amazing. Very strong pile 3. You know, even though we had for pile 2 the king, there's something even older and more archaic about you. There's something like that's more kind of, it's almost, you may not feel like you're stable if you're an artist, but because you follow the truth of yourself so deeply, that really encourages people to, like, they're completely inspired by you. And we have peace. Yeah, you're totally at peace with yourself. People see that you have this sense of peace in understanding your vision, in trusting your own vision. It really makes them wonder. It really makes them, they wonder about you. They're like, what is this? They're like, who's that girl? Who's that boy? Who's that person? Who is that? What are they doing? Yeah, I saw this. I flipped over as I was like pre-shuffling your cards, and I smiled when I saw this, because the lizard is just so amazing. And look at the colours. Look at the colours. Love it. And there's also this kind of lizard skin here as well. Can you see? It is the back of the card, but still. So there's this sense of like this level of detachment that you have, but it's really chameleon-like almost. It's almost that you are able to withstand things in a way that other people just cannot, like, even imagine themselves to do so. Because they're too much of the status quo. You're like something just so out there, and it's really awesome. You're just really cool. And because they're cold-blooded as well, right? But you're just so cool, pile 3. You're like, you're just so cool. You're really... You're like, I don't know, you're like the really amazing artist that just always looks like great. They could wear a bin bag and be like really cool and look amazing. An expert in the realm of sensory perception. It hears what, as if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. So it's almost, I mentioned the tipping point. So you almost know like the trends before they come. I mentioned The Tipping Point, a book by Malcolm Gladwell, to pile 2. But it's almost like you are on the tipping point. You are on the precipice of the tipping point. Big crowds, lots of travels, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. So you are quite introverted, probably. Artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. Absolutely. Yeah. There is a bit of non-committal energy. There is a bit of flakiness, I'm not going to lie. But you know that this is part of the constant and consistent transformation of your character. This is what you do. This is what you do. And because I used to be an actor, I know a lot of people that are like that, particularly like musicians. They're just so cool, and they're so brilliant, and they just do that. They're just like a different breed. Just amazing. Love it, pile 3. God, you're giving me the same energy as pile 1. It's just very dreamy. It's tapping into that Piscean vibe at the moment. Sorry, Neptunian vibe at the moment. I had it really straight for like pile 2, but with you, I just feel like I've just had a shot of something and whatnot. And I don't drink, okay? So, but I feel a bit. Woo! It's weird. Trippy. Tell me more. Okay, pile 1's current archetype. Pile 1's current archetype. Interesting how we have the Hermit reversed with considering what we just spoke about. The 5 of Wands reversed. Just okay. I would take that as reversed. Okay, so we've got look at all these reversals. What is going on? The Hierophant reversed, the Star upright, the Father of Swords reversed. Sorry, up the Mother of Swords upright, and then we have the 3 of Wands. So what I'm getting from here is that you've had to step out, you've had to come out, and I think it's because you may have broken up from a relationship, or you may have, I think there has been some major change, or you faced like a big rejection of some sort, and you've had to completely rethink how you're going to do this, how your vision has had to be, like the vision has had to change. I'm just looking at these colours. We've got the rainbow colour theme that's going on here. So, you, and also here as well. So we've got this kind of consistent change. You've had to heal your heart as well quite a lot. And I think if you are a singer, or maybe you do spoken word, there's something going on there about how you do that to heal your heart from that sense of rejection. I do think it might be to do with not being chosen for a project or something. Or, as I said before, like, you may have like split up with someone and you're finally deciding to come out. But it's a little bit hostile. You're like thinking it's a little bit like intense having to come out, but you're knowing that you're just going to have to be like a different way than you were before so that you can kind of get your hope back. And you're kind of keeping your energy to yourself. You're not really like indulging in stuff, and you've also got your own plans as well, like your own things that you're going and doing. Interesting how we have the Mother of Swords here, and we have the two owls there. So I've got a feeling that you're very protective of your energy, and your guardians are up on hiatus at the moment. They are your guardian spirits. They're around you because you've got a lot of beautiful creative energy right now, and that's quite precious. And all you want right now is peace. You just want some kind of peace. And when you indulge in your artistic sense or walk towards that, that's when you can be, that's when you can really fulfill this mutual energy. Because when this is reversed, you can go into this space where you're just completely self-destructive. So you have to be aware of that, particularly with that Plutonian energy. And as I said that, I just got a bit of a wave of this weird thing when I just feel like I'm going to faint. So yeah, it's quite intense actually, because your creative energy is so strong and your emotions run a lot, like they're intertwined with that it's really important that you make sure that you are always in a space of peace every time. Like every time you're around now, you can't have anything to really muck you up. Okay, let's have a look at the other cards. So it seems to me like you know what you know, even if you don't know what the exact thing is going to look like, you know how to get there, and you know that you're not, you're going. There's no compromise about it. Can you please clarify the Hermit? Thank you. Yeah, you know that you just have to start again. You have to start again. You can't, you were, I don't know if you were taken for a ride or what, but there was just something that stopped you from where you were in this sense of isolation. It wasn't, it wasn't helping you to move forward. You had to leave. You had to go away from that. And now you're going into the arena. And I wouldn't be surprised. I do see like some kind of artist that is coming out into the, like maybe putting on an exhibition or something, but then with a sense of like real level of experience, and not maybe someone took you for a ride, or maybe someone, took advantage of the situation, of you, or whatever. Yeah, so now you know that you know who to say yes to and who to say no to, who you're going to give your energy to, who you're not going to give your energy to. You just have a lot more experience this time. Queen of Swords. Whoever this was that you were around was a bit toxic. Interesting, we've got the Queen of Swords twice here, but we've got one reversed with the Lovers, and then we've got it here. So it's almost like you know what's toxic and what's not, and this person might have convinced you that they weren't toxic. I get that sense, like, when people are in toxic situations and they tried to make you stay, and you're like, hang on a minute. You knew your boundaries, so you were like, no, I'm not going to deal with this. And it was hard because you kind of thought that maybe it would have been something that might have been long-lasting. It might have been romantic. It might have been platonic. All I know is that it was an intense one-to-one thing, or whatever it was. And you were like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with that BS. Because I've got my own energy to protect. Hierophant, strength reversed. This is not something that you're used to. You're not used to doing things in a very different way, which is interesting because you've got this artistic kind of vibe, but it's because you've got like a particular methodology when you follow something, and when you do have that methodology, it's quite difficult, because to do art is like you have to have like a set of kind of rigid standards to make sure that you can have the numinous arise from that. Does that make sense? Okay, for those of you who are not artists, yeah, right, it's just the idea that, but I think you understand exactly what I mean if you're in this reading, yeah. But say for example, and I'm just as an actor, we have to learn our lines, and then we have to understand like what the lines mean. We have to do all the base work, so all the prep work. Actually, maybe painting's a better analogy. But say for example, that I'll go with acting. Now with acting, you have to make sure that your voice is good, so you have to train. You have to make sure that your body is in a good position, that you can move and that you can do things. So say for example, if you've got like a particular like role that you need to look good for, or you need to move for, you need to make sure that you've had the training in it. You need to make sure that your vocabulary in your body is going to be good enough to be able to do that. So there's a certain sense of discipline that has to come with that. So you may have to train for a day, you may have to train your voice. You may have to, I don't know if you could hear that. That was my drum talking to me. You may have to, just like making sure that the basic maintenance of your tool, of your system, has to be in order for you to be able to express yourself. And then when you learn your lines, and then you then you've learnt them, then you can just play, and then you can forget about all of that, and then you have all of those tools to just do whatever you want and just bring yourself into the essence of the character and just rise up to the occasion, in that kind of, you know, the beauty of the work. So with that, there's a certain element of discipline, and that is what you're going to have to change. So you're like, oh, I've done so many things, but like I've done things like normally for so long, I've done this routine for so long, and that's worked with me. But now I'm going to have to change something. I'm going to have to do something different. And you're up for it, but it's debilitating. That was a really long-winded way of saying that, and I'm so sorry. I might have bored you, and you might have clicked it off by then. But yeah. Anyway, gosh, this Neptunian energy is strong. The Emperor, the Star. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be difficult because, you know, you're quite militant with your work. Absolutely. But that's probably why you're so successful. You are true artists, pile 3. God, you're so cool. Love it. 5 of Cups. Have faith that you will find find love again. You will, but you've got other things to do right now. 3 of Cups reversed. Yeah, I mean, you may find that in certain places, you may find that in certain situations, it may not be as friendly as it was before. It may not be as welcoming. You might find that people may not be as welcoming to the idea as it was before. And it's really interesting how we have the 5 of Cups here. And usually with the 5 of Cups, there's 2 upright, and then we have the 3 of Cups. So it may be that you might be able to, like people that you used to be able to connect to, you might not be able to, depending on what happened here, because there may be like mutual friends or something. But don't get, I mean, you know, just keep your vision, you know, there. Don't let this get you down. But I don't think you will. I don't know. I do feel a little bit here that you might, because obviously it's to do with emotions and because you've got this kind of like artistic thing. But honestly, just keep your boundaries really clear, and take this star energy with you, because that stellar kind of ethereal energy of the entrepreneur, of the visionary. That's what it is mainly with this Aquarian energy, with the star energy. It's the visionary. That will really help you. And people are going to have their own opinions about what happens, and nobody needs to know. You do you do your own thing. Okay, so we've got, wow, Lalita Tripura Sundari. I have no idea what that is, but that looks beautiful, doesn't it? And you've got the Sri Yantra there. So let's have a little look here. It is beautiful. I really don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I was like, usually I've been like quite good and I've been able to like talk a little bit about it, but like I have no idea. It's just really pretty though. Okay, so they're deities. And it's, I mean, right here I can see Ganesh, I can see another deity, and I don't know who else that is in the middle. So let me just look at the book. The Goddess of Erotic Spirituality, eh? Okay, so, well, I mean, moving towards makes you feel sensual, awake, alive. She's come to remind you about your inner tantrika energy, which oozes with erotic Shakti life force. Time to merge your spiritual self with your sexual self. The two are intrinsically related. Enjoy all things with sensuality, food, conversation, self-care and movement. What was I saying about taking care of yourself with the acting? Yeah, this is about like... So, okay, I get this. So with the Hierophant here, maybe there's something about your sensuality and your sexuality that you need to break through in order to like go on this new path. And definitely with this Emperor energy, that will like be a challenge. So for you to like be able to embrace this sense of vision that you've got here, I think that's where you're going to have to go, pile 3. Wow. So embrace your sexual tantric energy. Love that. Right. Okay. So, and then we've got the owl. Oh my God. The owl is such a totem for you, my darlings. Owl. Amazing. So owl, the wisdom keeper, you hold the key. So have a look, have a think about what owls might mean to you. They might mean something to you, but the owl is wisdom. It's maturity. That's the one thing I'm getting. It's the maturity I see here. And the vision. And it's really interesting how our eyes are like that, because they're in that kind of like space of meditation. And that is exactly what I see when I'm thinking of you looking at that vision. It's that thing where you're just in this kind of state of trance that you're just, you know where you're going, and it doesn't matter who sees it. It doesn't matter. And that ties in with this beautiful, this beautiful tantric energy. It helps you to embody that a bit better. I think you do that, I think you do. But the only thing I would say is that if it goes off into the the shadow, where it goes maybe into the you maybe being overtly sexual, maybe your sexual energy is just going all over the place. I don't think you want that. It's that whole thing of being a bit of a lover, isn't it? And that's still a dissipation of energy. So just watch out for that. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. But yeah. And then you've got the Savior. Wow. That's really interesting. I'm going to look in the book for that, because I don't know my own thoughts about that, and what is coming up is a little bit different. So I'm going to have a little look at what the book has to say. Trust, protection, and self-sufficiency. We are more self-sufficient than we know, and help is at hand to transform hopelessness and despair into trust and contentment. So it's the 8th soul chakra. Interesting. So it's talking about crystals, but also, which I'm going to pull you a crystal card in a minute. More importantly, I think this is about you understanding that you are your own divine light. And I think you see that. And definitely with this kind of image of this kind of, you've got this Sri Yantra kind of vibe going on anyway here. So there's something about vibration that's really important for you. So I'm thinking, if you are musicians, something about the vibrations that are really, really healing for you. And then you've also got the vision as well here with this kind of it's almost like we're looking into this space, inwards. So I don't know, there's something also within you that I think that needs to be trusted as well. That you're not, that maybe sometimes you lose sight of. Use the wisdom of the owl, because the owl turns they can turn their heads 360 degrees. So use that. And also what's really interesting is that it's nocturnal, right? You've got the lizard that's nocturnal, and then you've also got the owl that's nocturnal. Not all lizards are nocturnal, but some are. So I've just got this sense about something about the night as well for you, Pile 3. Interesting archetype, incredible archetype. These are really powerful readings. No wonder I was feeling a bit woohoo. So let's see what. And your reading, Pile 2's reading was 20 minutes, and yours and Pile 1's reading were they're epic. Okay, right. You've got 2. You've got 2. Okay, here you've got rhodonite and onyx. Okay. So that's what they look like. So maybe grab some of those, rhodonite and onyx. Rhodonite is usually with the higher heart chakra, and then you've got onyx, which is good for the base chakra. So I'll read Onyx first. Onyx, autonomy, self-discipline and command. Interesting with the self-discipline, right? Tune into your inner commander. We've got the Emperor energy right there to show you, just there. Right, okay. Onyx is a strong ally, dispelling loneliness and self-doubt, instilling greater confidence in your decision-making. Face your fears and know that you have the power to overcome them. Onyx's surface represents the passing of time, the balance of the yin and the yang. It is like a sturdy and solitary stone that encourages you to break free from any unhealthy relationships in order to feel autonomous. You know that you are completely capable of making the right decisions for yourself. After all, it's your life, and it's Sagittarius and it's Saturn. So, yeah. By the way, I cut myself. That's what that is. It's not like anything else. So, yeah. Beautiful, huh? Onyx. And then you've got here rhodonite, compassion, yin-yang, fertility. Rhodonite is a stone of brotherly love, the shared connection between all of humanity. Equilibrium is the key for this crystal, which has the balance to calibrate emotions, yin-yang, balance the yin and yang, and source energy from a grounded place. It can bring light to emotional scars from the past, transforming them to foster a stable, everyday life. Rhodonite helps remove blame from the situation, whether it's pointed at you or at someone else. Accept the situation for what it is and learn to forgive yourself with love and compassion in the process. And it's Taurus and it's Mars. Amazing. This is definitely resonant with this section here. So I hope you enjoyed that path 3. That's a really interesting energy to be tapping into. It seems like I think you've got it sorted, but you just need to just remember that you can do it, right? You can do it, because it can sometimes be hard when you're on that road of being an artist. I understand that, absolutely. But honestly, you've got it, and you're amazing, and you know this path. You know that you know this path. So just have faith in yourself. Keep believing in yourself and know that you can consistently change. You're like a chameleon. Anyway, pile 3, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. Please do subscribe, because otherwise, because then the algorithm can like see my videos and whatnot. And then other people who like this and can benefit from this can see it. So share the love. But otherwise, all the best with your journey through this archetype. And I'll see you soon. Take care, my darlings. Bye.